Hello guys, my name is Joan Mendoza, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys about for loops, while loops, and if statements. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen here. Perfect. So now we can get started. So we're going to start out with for loops. So for loops. So for loops are used in order to iterate over a certain sequence, meaning a list, a data set, a string, a dictionary, whatever the data is given to us. So we're going to go ahead and do an example. So we're giving a set of data. So data. And in this data set, we're going to include fruits. So let's go ahead and include apple, bananas, or banana, um, oranges, and mangoes. Let's just do them all singular. Okay. And then let's not forget that for our data set, we need to put quotes within the variables, between the items in the list that we want to print out. So we're going to start out with the same basic structure. We're going to do for, and then a variable where we're going to store every item in the list. So in this case, we're just going to use x in, and then our data set in data. So for x in data. And now we can just do print x. Perfect. So now we can go ahead and run this. And we can see down here, it's giving us an output of apple, banana, orange, and mango. So it's going one by one in the list, printing out what we want it to do. So that is the basic structure for a for loop. Do you guys have any questions so far about for loops? Okay, perfect. So we're gonna go ahead and continue on with the while loops. So while loops are really fun because they can just keep going on and on and on as long as a certain condition is met. So we have a set of conditionals that we use in order for the while loops to work. So I'm going to go ahead and write down all the conditions. So we have the less than, we have the greater than, and then with those, we also have the greater than or equal to. We have less than or equal to. And then we have the equal to, which is double equals, and the not equal to. Does that make sense for everyone? So I'm gonna go ahead and write down what each of those mean. Less than or equal to, and then this one is greater than or equal to, or actually they're kind of swapped right now. So this is the less than, this is the greater than or equal to, this means equal to, and this means not equal to. So with this, we can go ahead and see an example of how a while loop would work. So we initialize a variable. Let's say it's 0. So while I is less than or equal to 5, I want to print out the variable I. And then once it's done printing it out, I want to add on a 1 to the variable. So we do it like so. So let's go ahead and run this. Oh, let's not forget, we need the colon. So here it's printing out 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as it adds on 1 to whatever number is stored in the variable I. Are there any questions so far? Okay, let's continue on. And now we're gonna be looking into if statements. So if statements are just what they sound like. So we're comparing two different variables to see if they are the same number, not the same number. We could even use words, whatever we want. And we're going to be using the same conditionals that we saw with the while loops. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys an example. So if A is equal to 20 and then B is equal to 25, right? So we want to compare those two numbers. So we want to say, oh, let me break this up real quick. Okay, so say we want to say, we want to find out if A is less than B, which we know it is. So if A is less than B, we can print out A is less than B. So let's go ahead and run that. So it compares the two variables, it sees that A is less than B, and it prints it out. Now, if we switch these around, so 25 and then 20, and we run that, it's not going to print anything out because we don't have a condition to do so. So that's where the else statements come in. So we have if, and then we have else. So we can do else. So if not, we can print out conditions are not met. So when we run that, we get the output of conditions are not met because B is less than A. Now, we can add on more conditions to it using elif. So if we do elif B is less than A, and we can use that to print out B is less than A. So when we run that, it's going to go into the elif condition and it's going to print out B is less than A. And we can just add on as many conditions as we want. So elif B is equal to A. It's going to print both variables are equal to each other. So say we set these to the same number and we run the statement, it's going to print out both variables are equal to each other. Now, say we have, so I think we pretty much have all the conditions, so less than, greater than, or equal to. So say we put in, instead of a number, we just do A equals to 20. Like we're comparing A to 20. So, oh, that's not going to work. Let's do 30. So B is less than A. And that is going to conclude the if statements. Do you guys have any questions on anything that we went over? Okay, well, if we don't have any other questions, I want to thank you guys for coming out today, and I will see you guys next time.